Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of From Zero to Magos. Today I want to talk to you about how the latest week has been for the Magos, how we're doing in the Diamond League. And again, I will do it in the same structure as in previous videos. So first a little overview, then we're gonna dive deeper. I'll discuss the latest data, how we really did. Then look at the progression of some players, how my players have progressed, and looking ahead. And as you can see, there's only 3 more matches left, so we're going to discuss them a little bit more in detail. So first, quick overview. Let's start with the table. As you can see, we are doing still very well. I'm very happy with how things are going. We are 4th in the league right now. So we are 4th in the league. Last time I think we were 5th, and I call that video looking up. Can we even go for the top 3? So technically we are now in the 3rd spot with Pistone Milano. Although they did beat us, they're a very strong team. We still have 2 tough matches ahead, so I'm not sure how that's going to go, but at least we held our ground. We are doing very well. We're pretty consistent. You'll see that later in the data. And already we achieved 2 goals. Let's also look at the Diamond League menu a little bit to look a bit better at the table. So we have already achieved 2 goals, 2 main goals. The first one I said at the start of the season in my first video was avoiding relegation. Well, as you can see, we have 3 more matches to go, and now the gap to the relegation zone is 14 points, so that is already secured. And also the 7th spot, which was then my second goal, is also already achieved, because Samba has 23 points, I have 33, 10-point gap, 3 matches, so he cannot close this gap, so I will stay above Samba. So for sure, we are 7th. So that is really amazing. I went from avoiding relegation to 7th, and now my goal, the top goal, is to get that 3rd spot still. So we're still looking up. We held our ground, we're still looking up. That is kind of the status. And we had a pretty similar week, pretty consistent with the previous week. So let's quickly go over the results, and then we're gonna dive a little deeper. I talk a little bit about my thoughts about each match. So where we left off the last time was this 1-0 victory. Yeah, that's where we ended against Parque Ibirapuera. That was a very nice victory. And then I said it's going to be kind of a little bit make or break. Can we reach that top 3 spot? We won a super crucial match against BFC Barcelona, direct rival 3-2. That was a very great victory. And then we took revenge on Basel. Basel was our first 3-0 loss, very painful. I played this 4-2-3-1, and I think that was still a mistake in hindsight. But luckily now we showed with our new tactic and our new plan that we can comfortably beat them 4-0. That was really amazing. Then we had a bit of a tough streak. Pistone Milano, kind of our main rival this season. They beat us already once in the league. Then they kicked us out of the Titans Cup. And now they won again. So we lost 3 times this season against Pistone Milano. I cannot find kind of a recipe to beat them with those wingers. They're a bit too good. This was slightly disappointing. Samba, they are 9th spot. They are a team that we can definitely beat. We didn't, 2-2. So that was a little bit disappointing. Then Legends, they really found we kind of a slow start to the season, but they really found their rhythm. So losing 2-1 against them is not too bad. Although it was like 1-1 until I think the 83rd minute, indirect free kick. Yeah, and then you already know what time it is. So 2-1. Then really back to winning ways against Berlin. Really nice victory, 6-3. Tons of goals, kind of an open play. And yesterday, 2-1 against Tango. And this was a super, super important match that we won that one. As you can see, Tango is a direct rival, still threatening us for this 4th, 5th place. but because we won, we widened the gap to 7 points with still 3 matches, 9 points on the table. So because of the victory, there's a big chance we keep them below us. Of course, they can still catch up on us, but that was very important to keep them. And now today, Londinium is the next one. If we win it, we also keep them below us. So really important times. More about it later. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the data and why we're holding our ground, why we are so consistent. So let's look at that. All right, the league stats. So the basic league stats is that we played another 7 games. Last video we also had 7 games, and we kind of performed the same also, because we won 4 times, 2 losses and 1 draw. So this means we also got 13 points, 1.85 points per game. Goals different though, we scored way more. We scored 18 goals in those 7 games. That's quite a lot, 2.6 per game. And also conceded 12, which is also a little bit more than last week. If we look at our offensive stats, so 7 games, we had 25 shots on target and 18 goals out of those 25 shots on target. So that is really super effective. And that's also shown by the difference in XG. So the XG is like, let's say 10, 9.98. So this means we have a positive XG ratio of 8. So we scored kind of 8 more goals than expected. So that is really amazing, very efficient attack. Then defensively, again, so 7 games, 41 shots on target. Out of those, 12 goals. So we're doing much better in that regard. And we gave away an XG of 10 in those 7 games, which means that all the opponents together have a negative ratio of minus 1.8 of a rate. I'm still struggling how to call it, but let's say their goals minus XG is negative, so that's usually bad. If you score less than expected, so the opponent scored 1.8 goals less than expected, while we scored 8 more than expected. So that is, I don't know how we're doing it, but that's really amazing. So versus the last game week, if we compare it, the points are the same because we won the same amount of games. Goals went up significantly by 1 whole goal, so from 1.6 to 2.6. The goals of the opponent also. Yeah, we had like this Berlin game 6-3 that really kind of screwed things. Then the opponent scored 1.7 instead of 1 compared to last game. The XG from us went a little bit down, but still very similar, 1.4 compared to 1.5. And the XG of the opponent is also pretty similar, 1.3 to 1.5. So that's a little bit worse than before. Looking at our goal scorer, so Ba with his 99 shooting is still doing amazingly. 17 goals, then Tafani 14 goals, Kyria 5 goals. Paulus, the third striker, he's actually a right mid, left mid, but I use him also mainly as the backup striker. He also has 4 goals now, so it's also great that if he plays, he still manages to back a goal here and there. Assists, it's getting a bit out of hand almost. My tactic is attacking on the left flank with those 2 great players, Heredia and Ruiz, and that is very visible. They have 13 assists and 12 assists, so 25 assists together. Yeah, so that's kind of the real backbone of my team, is those 2 guys on the left flank playing throughout there, and they are giving all those assists. So it's mainly a couple of great long balls. Heredia also takes the indirect free kicks, and Ruiz is the second taker. So yeah, that's why they have so many assists. And then Paiva and Kyria, which is more from open play. So it's great that also from open play, those 2 guys can contribute. Player ratings, this is very interesting, but also not surprising. As I said in my previous videos, like we are doing, if you look at the XG, we're giving away less than that. So it means that defensively, like the goalkeeper is outperforming. The defenders, apparently they are stopping more than expected, and that you can see in the player rating. So Barcenas is now 7.4, Also because he has a good pass and gets some assists sometime. McGill, 7.3. Valdivia, the other center back, 7.3. And then Heredia and Ruiz, so my 2-star players, assists. Surprisingly, they are not the best rated. But with 7.1, they're still doing very well. So the defense is doing very well. So the conclusion, as I call the video, we're really holding our ground. We have the same points per match. The tactic is still working the same. We are really outperforming. If you look at the XG, we are outperforming the XG while the opponents are really underperforming considering the XG. Again, I don't know if that's really based on this tactic or there's a couple of luck. I think it's a factor of both that I kind of made this tactic this way that it really uses the best qualities of all players to get most goals out of everything. And just a bit lucky that the opponents underperform or somehow, a bit of luck that they don't score those big chances. So nothing to complain. 3 more matches and let's keep it up, I would say. Time to check out the progression of my players. Okay, here is the progression overview, the beautiful matrix of all the player progression. And I said it on the last 7 days. So the last video I recorded was in the past week. So this is all the people who progressed since the last video. 4 people gained an extra overall point. One of my best strikers, my number 10, Kyria, got +1. That is amazing to see. And also that Ba, my top striker, got +1. So 2 starting players that you really want to have like a little boost. They got a boost. Both got better with pace and dribbling. Very useful. Then Paiva also got +1. Passing, that's very nice. That he also can give more assists, physical. And Paulus, the third striker, backup striker, also better dribbling, shooting. So very important. So very useful that those players, starting players, and my backup striker, they all got a little bit better. If you look at some individual stats that went up, Barcenas got better in pace and dribbling. He's really becoming an amazing defender, still 19 years old. I don't own him, but for 408 Sauce's agent, that is really nice to see. Also the best performing player, as I just said, in terms of rating. And my backup Cam also got a little bit better with the passing. So that's good that the backups also gain a little bit. So that's the best news, those 4 guys. Let's see in the coming 3 days if they still gain a little bit or not. And now it's time to look ahead to our final 3 matches. So here we can see the upcoming matches. I think the biggest one is the one we're going to play today at 11 p.m. against Londinium. So as I think I mentioned before, there's now a 4-point gap. If I win, there will be a 7-point gap with 2 matches to go. So that means we keep them below us and that the 5th spot is secured. And that is already a really good, amazing result. I think if we lose, there is still a chance because Case Socios is the number 12. So we should, you never know with MFL, there's so many upsets, but we should do well. There's a big chance we win this one. But then against Manta Mercenaries, there's a big chance we lose because they are probably going to be champion, going to be number 1. So based on this, I think we have like 3 points, let's say, and then Londinium is really the make or break. So it's still possible to get the 3rd spot. BFC Barcelona is fighting for it. Biccione Milano is fighting for it. And the 3 of us are in this big battle for the 3rd spot. Let's see. Maybe also look at their program at the last 3 matches. Like, what is the chance that we get that? Oh, wrong button, matches. Let's look at the upcoming. So, match day 17 got delayed. That's why I'm a bit confused. Why is it match day 17? But it's because there was a mistake. Or not a mistake. Dapper had an issue. So they moved these matches to this day. So our opponents, our rivals, our main rivals, Barcelona's playing Basel, so they should win that one and be shown in Berlin. So they play 2 weaker ones while we play against Londinium. So we kind of really need to win that one. that they don't are gonna walk away, are gonna get away from us. Then match day 21, we play K-Socio, so that's the game we should win. And then Barcelona and Londinium play against each other. So that is great. Two direct rivals playing against each other. And also Tango and Milano. So those teams who are all between 3 to 7, they play against each other, while we play against an easier opponent. So we should really profit from that. And then we have a very tough last match day against number 1. Bistone OM Legends, also a very tough matchup. And then Barcelona Parque, a bit easier for them. And Londinium K-Socio, so also easier for them. So our rivals also play against each other in matchday 21, which is gonna help us. So based on all of that, even if we lose against Londinium, I think 5th spot is very realistic. And 3rd, if we win 2 of those, I think 3rd is also a big possibility, because Bistone and Barcelona also play each other still. All right, let's see. Next week we know where I ended, and I'll do a little kind of summary of the whole season and what lies ahead for Magos. Maybe talk a bit about rewards, things like that. Let me know what you think. Any comments? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.